Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about log ingestion and, well, that's the course name, right? This is the module in the course. We're doing building your log strategy roadmap. This capstone module brings together everything we've learned to create a comprehensive strategic guide to log management. You'll learn how to build a roadmap that scales with your organization and and supports your cybersecurity objectives. For this, we have strategic foundation, assessment phase, right? Current state, inventory your environment, existing log sources, servers, networks, devices, applications, current collection methods, agents, agentless, or APIs, storage systems and retention policies, processing and team analysis capabilities, team skills and resources. Gap identification, we have missing critical log sources, right? Blind spots in security monitoring, performance bottlenecks, compliance requirements not met, and resource constraints. These are all blind spots that are not good, right? Missing critical log sources could be a blind spot. All of these are gaps, and they could also be considered a blind spot as well. Because not being complied, your customers aren't going to be like thinking you're trustworthy and stuff like that. Not having critical log sources, you could be attacked and not even know because you don't have the logs to prove that you were actually attacked. Also, we have business requirements, security objectives, right? Threat detection capabilities, incident response requirements, compliance mandates, SOX, GDPR, HIPAA, risk management priorities, business continuity needs, and operational constraints, budget, limitation, technical debt considerations, staff expertise levels, timeline requirements, and integration challenges. So we have architecture planning, right? Design what your target state wants to be, right? You have log source prioritization, critical systems, right? Tier 1, domain controllers and authentication systems, network security devices like firewalls, IPS, and IDSs. And you know what those are. They're intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system, right? Some firewalls have them built into firewalls, right? Critical business applications, right? Database servers, email, and web gateways. Those are like your most important things to like crack down on, right? And get configured and hardened and just overall really, really secure. For like your tier 2 systems, you have file servers and storage systems, network infrastructure devices, endpoint security solutions, cloud service logs, and backup and recovery systems. Those are pretty important systems, right? For supporting systems, tier 3, right? Development and test environments, non-critical applications, IoT devices, legacy systems with limited logging. For technology stack, we have, technology stack selection, right? Collection layer, we have agent-based versus agentless considerations, bandwidth and performance requirements, scalability and management overhead, security and reliability factors. Processing layer, we have parsing and normalization capabilities, real-time versus batch processing needs, scalability and performance requirements, integration with existing tools. For storage layer, we have hot, warm, and cold storage strategies, retention policies and compliance needs, cost optimization and considerations, backup and disaster recovery. For the analysis layer, we have SIEM platform selection, analytics and machine learning capabilities, visualization and reporting tools, integration with security workflows. Phased rollout approach, we have phase 1, core infrastructure, deploy centralized logging infrastructure, implement basic collection from tier 1 systems, which is like all like the security, critical things that need to be set up for security, establish fundamental parsings and storage, set up initial monitoring and alerting. You don't have to go through and set up all the like meta logging and stuff like that. Meta logging is, we learned about it in another video, but it's basically just monitoring your monitoring so that you can detect, hey, this monitoring tool isn't doing very good, right? It's about to go down. And if it goes down, how is it going to alert me, right? So you have meta logging, right? So it's saying just set up the initial. It doesn't say set up anything crazy yet, unless you have to, right? Success metrics. All critical systems sending logs successfully. Basic security use cases, right? Operational controls. Establish baseline performance metrics. Initial training completed. Phase 2, we have expansion, right? Months 4 to 8. Broaden coverage. Add tier 2 log sources. Implement advanced parsing and correlation. Develop custom dashboards and reports. Enhance alerting and response procedures. With capability building, we have advanced analytics implementation, threat hunting capability development, integration with security orchestration, extended team training and certifications, right? For phase 3, it's like 9 to 12 months in. We start adding more advanced capabilities to our infrastructure, right? Add remaining tier 3 sources as needed. Implement machine learning and AI analytics in a secure way and safeguard way, because you don't want it going, and you want it to be like able to revert and stuff. We talked about that. Optimize performance and cost efficiency. Develop advanced threat detection use cases. Maturity enhancement, automated response capabilities, advancement in compliance reporting, continuous improvement process, knowledge transfer, and documentation. For technology decisions, we have platform selection, right? Technical requirements, scalability to handle projected volumes, right? Performance for real-time processing needs, integration capabilities with existing tools, security features and compliance support, reliability and availability requirements, total cost of ownership, right? Business considerations, knowing what the job market is, like the skills and availability, support, migration effort, right? You might have to migrate a system to another system, to another area and stuff like that. Vendor stability and roadmap alignment. Just some of the like enterprise SIEM solutions, open source options that they have, cloud native solutions, right? I'm not going to go over all of them, but you can see them right there and take like a screenshot if you want. We have resource planning, capacity and cost management, infrastructure sizing. So like the log volume estimation, how much logs are you going to be collecting, stuff like that. Resource requirements, cost optimization strategies, tiered storage approach, efficient measures, right? Log filtering and sampling where appropriate, compression and deduplication technologies so that you're not getting all these duplicates, and compression so you're not getting like these huge files, right? Governance and a SOC, 24/7 hour monitoring. Security engineers would be like platform, like use case, integration with security tools. Like they're the ones who actually build out the security tools, right? Design, like, no, architects are the ones who design. Security engineers actually go through, and they're like more of DevOps engineer type people, but definitely they could be considered a security engineer because they have that expertise and stuff, right? For compliance and risk, we have regulatory requirement interpretation, right? Audit support and evidence, risk assessment and reporting, policy development and enforcement. For daily operations, I mean, we're like monitoring stuff in the SIEM, stuff like that. Routine maintenance, right? Incident response, log analysis, right? Doing all these like forensics and stuff. Change management, you're like, ooh, you gotta have a rollback plan. You gotta make approved changes and stuff like that. You gotta document your changes in case those changes actually stick. And you gotta validate them. Validate your requirements, validate, oh, this change was actually validated before and actually tested and stuff. We have all these, we've talked about every one of these. I'm not really going to go more into depth on those, right? Metrics and continuous improvement. We have success, measurement, and like these performance indicators like mean time to detection, mean time to response, false positives, and coverage effectiveness. Business is like anything financial is going to be related to the business, right? So I mean, you're paying for those GB per logs. If you're on cloud, you're going to be paying for that. If you're not on cloud, it'll still be operational costs, but definitely not as much as if you went full cloud, right? You have maturity assessment, right? Which is all these different levels of, you have like 4 different levels of like how you're planning this out. One is going to be like basic, all the way up to level 4, you're like AI driven technology, machine learning with predictive analysis and stuff like that. That's fully automated, right? But it takes time to get up to that like level 4. Migration and change management, we have risk mitigation, which is like running these systems. And I mean, they have these legacy systems, right? That use syslog and stuff like that. They have to figure out how to connect that up to like a cloud server or something. But honestly, it would be better just to like do everything on premises with that. because those legacy systems are more vulnerable and stuff. So I'd probably do like on premises for that, or at least have it like really, really locked down with the firewall and stuff like that, just so nothing could really get into it, right? But it can still be like attacked through a firewall and stuff like that, but at least it'll be a little bit more secure because it has a firewall on it, like an actual physical firewall, not just like a a firewall on your computer. Like there's actually like these full big physical firewalls, and they have virtual firewalls like OP instance, right? Is that how you say it? PF sense. Those are like the firewalls, and I mean, we're definitely going to be doing like videos on that as well. But we have emerging trends and technologies, multi-cloud logging, artificial intelligence and machine learning, advanced analytics, zero trust and modern security, enhanced visibility with all this API stuff, right? And you got like this roadmap template that I made that like shows how ready are you to actually have your log infrastructure like up and running, stuff like that, and how well optimized is it? Are you ready for that level 4 with AI, machine learning and stuff like that? Or are you still on like level 1, like 1 to 3 months in, right? You can't just go straight to AI, right? Machine learning stuff. There's like a process so that everything is done securely, right? And if you just implemented machine learning and AI right into it, there could be vulnerabilities in that, right? So that's something to think about. Don't just jump ahead and just start throwing all these things in until you know how to actually secure and harden stuff. Which means like actually use this roadmap, right? And actually implement auditing and stuff like that, compliance, so that you're at least compliance with something, right? So that your customers trust you, right? Key takeaways, you got what? Success factors, right? Start with your business requirements. After that, build for operations. Then think long term, like 3 to 5 years. Where are you going to be in 3 to 5 years? And remember, this is actually a journey, not a destination. So, like, you're not going to get there immediately, right? Log ingestion has to be built over time, and you're not going to build a whole log infrastructure in a month. It's going to take years and years and years to actually hone in and actually make a really, really secure and really, really good log infrastructure solution, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. You may change tools. You may go hybrid. You may just do cloud. You may just do on premises. But thank you everybody for watching. We are going to be doing a lab next video because we've been doing all of this work, all of this reading and just processing this info, right? And I understand that you want to get right into like the action and start building out your own log ingestion platforms and stuff. So thank you everybody for watching. Bye.